The beach was too quiet, like it was holding its breath. I came to this lonely shore at dusk, hoping for a calm walk to clear my head. The sand was gray, almost like ash, and it crunched under my sneakers. Scattered everywhere were sharp, white bits, not shells, but bones. Finger bones, ribs, and a cracked skull half buried. Its empty eye sockets staring up. My stomach twisted, and a shiver ran down my spine. Something wasn't right. Then I heard it, a whisper, soft and cold, like a breeze from the sea. "Come closer," it said, saying my name. It wasn't the wind. My heart pounded so hard I thought it would burst. I wanted to run, but my feet moved forward like they weren't mine. The air grew thick, heavy with the smell of salt and something rotten, like dead fish left too long. The bones and the sand shifted, clicking together like puzzle pieces. I froze as they formed a figure. Tall, made of grinding bones, its joints snapping like breaking branches. Its skull had no eyes, just black holes that seemed to see me. Its bony fingers twitched, reaching out. I screamed, but the sound died in the heavy air, swallowed by the beach. I ran, my sneakers sinking into the sand, each step harder than the last. The figure followed, its bones clattering like a broken machine. The beach stretched on forever, the dunes rising like walls, trapping me. I glanced back, and the figure was closer, its bony hand brushing my arm. Pain shot through me, and blood trickled down, hot and sticky, staining the sand. I didn't remember getting cut. My mind started playing tricks. I saw my own bones pushing through my skin, trying to break free. My hands looked wrong. Fingers too long, too sharp, like they weren't mine. Was I still me? The whispers grew louder, saying I belonged to beach, that my bones wanted to stay. I stumbled into a shallow cave in the dunes, its walls wet and slimy, like the inside of a throat. The air was so thick I could barely breathe, and the walls seemed to pulse, moving closer. I crouched, hugging my knees, trying to stay calm. The cave felt alive, its walls tightening, squeezing my shoulders. My heart raced, and I felt like I was choking. Blood dripped from my hands now, pooling on the cave floor. The sand drank it, and the whispers laughed, low and cruel. "Give us your bones," they said. My mind flashed with horrible images, my body falling apart, my skeleton walking away without me, joining the figure outside. The bone figure stopped at the cave's mouth, its skull tilting like it was listening. Its whispers filled my head, louder now, promising I'd never leave. I saw faces in its bones, people screaming, their mouths wide, trapped inside. Were they real? My head throbbed, and the cave felt smaller, the walls pressing against my back. I couldn't stay here. I needed to fight. My hand shook as I grabbed a sharp rock from the cave floor, its edges cutting my palm. More blood dripped, and the whispers grew excited. The figure stepped closer, its bones grinding louder, like a storm of snapping twigs. I saw more faces in its skull, their eyes pleading, their mouths moving without sound. My vision blurred, and I saw myself in the bones. My face, screaming. Was I already part of it? I couldn't think straight. The cave was so tight now, the air gone, my chest heaving. I had to act. With a yell, I lunged, smashing the rock into the figure's chest. Bones cracked and shattered, scattering across the sand like broken glass. The whispers screamed, high and sharp, cutting through my head. Then they stopped, leaving only silence. I crawled out of the cave, gasping for air. The beach was still, the bones just bones again, lying dead in the sand. The figure was gone. I ran to my car, my legs shaky, blood still dripping from cuts I couldn't explain. The drive home was a blur, the whispers faint but never gone. I locked my door and sat in the dark, trying to feel safe. But my bones ached, deep and wrong, like they were moving inside me. In the mirror, my reflection was off, my eyes too dark, my fingers too long like the figures. The beach wasn't just a place. It was a necromancer's altar, built to steal bones and trap souls. My blood had spilled on the sand, waking it. I'd smashed the figure, but it wasn't enough. Every night now, my bones creak, shifting under my skin. I see the beach in my dreams, the bones calling me back. I'm free, but my skeleton isn't mine. It's part of the altar, waiting to claim me. I feel it moving, trying to walk away, and I know I'm becoming its new frame. I thought escaping the bone figure would end it, but the beach wasn't done with me. A week after I fled that cursed shore, my bones ached like they were trying to break free. I couldn't sleep. Every night, I heard whispers, soft, scratchy, calling my name. My skin itched, and when I scratched, tiny splinters poked through, sharp and white like bone. I went back to the beach, thinking I could face it, stop it. That was a mistake. The sun was gone when I arrived, the sky black and heavy. The beach looked different, smaller, the dunes taller, like they were watching me. The sand was littered with bones again, more than before, gleaming in the dark. They crunched under my feet, and each step sent a jolt through my legs, like my own bones were answering. The air smelled wrong, like blood and old graves. The whispers came back, louder from the ground. "You're ours," they said. My heart raced, and I felt eyes on me, even though I was alone. Or so I thought. The bones in the sand moved, clicking together, building something. The figure rose again, taller this time, its body a mess of jagged bones, ribs sticking out like claws. Its skull had no eyes, but it grinned, teeth grinding. It pointed at me, and my skin burned where it looked. Blood seeped from my arms, dripping onto sand. The cuts weren't there before. I ran, but the sand sucked at my feet, slowing me down. The dunes closed in, making the beach feel like a cage. My mind started breaking. I saw my hands crack, bones pushing out, trying to join the figure. My reflection in a tide pool showed my face splitting, my skull grinning back. Was that real? The whispers laughed, saying I'd never leave. I stumbled over a pile of bones, and they grabbed my ankles, sharp and cold. I kicked free, but my legs bled, the sand drinking it up. The figure was closer now, its bony fingers scraping the air, inches from my face. I saw a driftwood pile ahead, half buried, like a broken skeleton. I dove behind it, the wood rough and slimy, smelling of rot. The space was tight, the dunes pressing in, the air so thick I could barely breathe. My chest hurt, and my bones ached worse, like they were twisting inside me. The figure's whispers filled my head, telling me to give up, to let my bones go. I saw flashes, my body falling apart, my skeleton walking to join the figure, leaving my skin behind. Blood dripped from my hands, my arms pooling under me. The sand hissed hungry. I couldn't stay still. The figure's bones clattered closer, its skull looming over the driftwood. I saw faces in its bones again, people screaming, their eyes wide, trapped. One looked like me, my mouth open, begging, my head pounded, and the world spun. Was I already part of it? I grabbed a piece of driftwood, sharp and heavy, my hand shaking. The splinters of my skin stabbed deeper, and I felt my bones shift like they wanted to break out. I had to fight, or I'd lose myself. The figure reached over the driftwood, its bony hand grazing my shoulder. Pain exploded and blood sprayed, soaking my shirt. I screamed and swung the driftwood, smashing into the figure's skull. Bones shattered, flying like broken glass. The whispers screamed, a sound that tore through my head, making my ears bleed. The figure collapsed, its bones scattering, sinking into sand. The whispers stopped, but the silence was worse. I crawled out, gasping, my body heavy. The beach was still, the bones quiet, but I felt them watching. I staggered to my car, blood dripping, my bones aching with every step. At home, I locked the door, but safety was a lie. My skin was wrong, lumpy, like bones were growing under it. In the mirror, my face looked strange, my eyes too deep, my jaw too sharp. The beach was a necromancer's altar, and my blood had tied me to it. Smashing the figure didn't break the curse. The splinters of my skin weren't wood. They were bone, growing, spreading. Every night, my bones creak louder, pushing against my skin. I see the beach in my dreams, the figure rebuilding itself, calling me. I'm still me, but not for long. My bones are its now, and they're pulling me back to become its frame. I couldn't stay away. The beach called me back, its whispers crawling through my dreams every night. My bones ached worse now, sharp and restless, like they were trying to claw out of my skin. Tiny splinters of bone poked through my arms, leaving red, bloody trails. I thought I could end it by facing the beach again. I was wrong. I went at midnight, the sky black, no stars, no moon. The beach was smaller, the dunes taller, like a trap closing around me. The sand was alive with bones, skulls, spines, fingers, gleaming like teeth in the dark. They shifted, clicking softly, and the air smelled of blood and decay. So thick it choked me. The whispers were back, louder, angrier, saying my name like a curse. "You can't run," they hissed. My heart pounded, and my skin burned, like something inside me was answering. The bones in the sand moved faster, snapping together, building the figure again. It was bigger now. Its body a twisted mess of jagged bones, ribs curling like hooks, skull grinning with cracked teeth. Its empty eye sockets locked on me, and I felt my bones twist like they wanted to join it. Blood oozed from my hands, dripping without cuts, staining the sand. The figure moved closer, its bones grinding, each step shaking the ground. I ran, but the sand pulled at my feet, like hands grabbing my ankles. My mind broke apart. I saw my body splitting open, my skeleton stepping out, laughing with the figure's voice. My reflection in a tide pool showed my face crumbling, bones pushing through my cheeks. The whispers screamed I was already theirs. I tripped over a bone pile, and it wrapped around my legs, sharp and cold, cutting deep. Blood poured, and the sand drank it, bubbling like it was alive. The figure loomed closer, its bony claws scraping the air, inches from my throat. I saw a rusted boat ahead, half sunk in the sand, its hull cracked like a broken egg. I dove inside, the metal slimy and cold, the space so tight I had to crawl. The walls pulsed like a heartbeat, and the air was gone, my lungs burning. My bones ached worse, stabbing through my skin, and I felt them move, like they were trying to crawl out. The whispers filled the boat, saying, "Give us your bones." My mind flashed with horrors, my body empty, my skeleton dancing with the figure, leaving my skin like a rag. Blood dripped from my arms, pooling on the metal floor, and the boat groaned, its walls squeezing tighter like a fist. The figure reached the boat's entrance, its skull filling the hole, black sockets staring. I saw faces in its bones, people trapped, their mouths wide, screaming my name. One was me, my eyes gone, my jaw unhinged. Was I already part of it? My head throbbed, and the boat felt smaller, the walls pressing my ribs, crushing my breath. I couldn't die here. I grabbed a rusted pipe, my hand slick with blood, the splinters of my skin stabbing deeper. The figure reached in, its claws grazing my chest, tearing skin. Pain exploded, blood spraying, soaking my shirt. I swung the pipe, screaming, and hit the figure's skull. Bones shattered, flying like shards of glass. The whispers howled, a sound that ripped through my ears, making them bleed. The figure collapsed, its bones sinking into sand outside. The boat stopped pulsing, but the air was still heavy, the whispers faint but not gone. I crawled out, my body shaking, blood dripping from cuts I didn't understand. The beach was quiet, the bones still, but I felt them watching, waiting. I staggered to my car, my legs weak, my bones screaming with every step. At home, I locked the door, but the mirror showed a stranger, my skin lumpy, my bones pushing out, my eyes too dark. The beach was a necromancer's altar, and my blood had sealed a pact. Breaking the figure didn't stop it. The dark secret was worse. The altar didn't just want my bones. It was building me into its heart, a living cradle for its power. Every night, my bones shift more, growing sharper, cutting my skin from inside. I see the beach in my dreams, the figure rising, calling me home. I'm still alive, but my bones are its cradle, and they're crushing me to make a whole. The whispers never stopped. After smashing the bone figure in a rusted boat, I thought I could escape the beach's curse, but it was deeper in me now. My bones ached constantly, sharp and alive, pushing against my skin. Tiny bone splinters grew through my arms, legs, even my face, leaving bloody trails that never healed. I couldn't sleep. Every night, I heard the beach calling, its voice in my head, saying, "Come home." I knew I had to end it, or I'd lose myself forever. I went back one last time, hoping to break the curse. It was past midnight when I reached the beach, the sky so dark it felt like a weight. The dunes loomed like giant teeth, closing in, making the shore feel like a trap. The sand was thick with bones, skulls, ribs, hands, moving slightly like they were breathing. The air smelled of blood and rot, so heavy I gagged. The whispers were loud now, a chorus screaming my name, coming from the ground, the sea, even my own chest. My bones throbbed like they were answering, trying to crawl out. The bones in the sand shifted, clicking faster than ever, building the figure again. It was huge, a tower of twisted bones, its ribs curling like claws, its skull massive with jagged teeth that gleamed. Its empty eye sockets burned into me and my skin split, blood dripping without cuts. The figure didn't move, it just stood watching, but I felt its pull, like my bones wanted to run to it. I tried to turn back, but the sand grabbed my feet, pulling me closer. The dunes tightened, the beach shrinking, like a mouth closing around me. My mind cracked. I saw my body unraveling, my skeleton stepping out, joining the figure while my skin collapsed like an empty sack. In the tide pools, my reflection showed my face melting, bones poking through my eyes. The whispers laughed, saying I was already theirs. I tripped over a skull, its teeth biting my ankle, blood pouring. The figure's voice boomed in my head. "You're the frame." My bones twisted, stabbing through my skin, and I screamed, but the sound was swallowed by the beach. I saw a cave ahead, its mouth jagged like broken teeth. I crawled inside, the walls wet and pulsing, like a living thing. The air was gone, my lungs burning, the space so tight my shoulders scraped the rock. My bones ached worse, moving under my skin, cutting me from inside. Blood pooled around me, and the cave drank it, its walls throbbing faster. The whispers filled the cave, saying, "Give us your frame." My mind showed horrors, my skeleton breaking free, carrying my skin like a trophy, joining the figure forever. I saw faces in the cave walls, people trapped, their bones part of the beach, their eyes begging. One was mine. The figure appeared at the cave's mouth, its bones grinding, filling the space. Its claws reached, tearing my arm, blood spraying. I couldn't breathe, the walls crushing my ribs. I was going to die here, my bones stolen. But I couldn't give up. I grabbed a sharp bone from the cave floor, my hand slick with blood, splinters stabbing deeper. The figure leaned closer, its skull inches away, and I saw myself in its bones, my face screaming, trapped. My head pounded, and I felt my bones shift, try to join it. With a yell, I stabbed the bone into the figure's chest, right where its heart would be. Bones shattered, exploding outward, the whispers screaming so loud my ears bled. The figure collapsed, its pieces sinking into sand. The cave shook, rocks falling, but I crawled out, gasping. The beach was still, the bones quiet, but the whispers lingered, faint and cold. I ran to my car, blood dripping, my body heavy, my bones screaming with every step. I thought I'd won, but the mirror at home told the truth. My skin was gray, lumpy, with bones pushing out everywhere. My eyes were wrong, like the figure's sockets. The beach was a necromancer's altar, and the dark secret was worse than I knew. It didn't just want my bones. It needed a living frame to hold its power forever. Smashing the figure only made me its vessel. My bones aren't mine anymore. They move at night, creaking, growing, cutting my skin. I see the beach in my dreams, the figure rebuilding, using me. I'm alive, but I'm the altar's frame, damned to carry its curse until it takes me back.
If you're still breathing, congratulations. You survived another tale from Majesty Horror Story. But the nightmare doesn't end here. Hit subscribe, tap that like button, and share this story, or she might pay you a visit tonight. Don't forget, they're watching who doesn't share. Sleep tight.